Have you ever pondered why everyone is so obsessed with passion? Passion, yes. What is passion? Passion is the strong feeling of enthusiasm or excitement for something or about doing something. I mean, it's all around us. It's the buzzword of the decade. We hear it all the time. Follow your passion. Live your passion. Be passionate. It's like a never-ending mantra that's been chanted into our ears. But what if I told you that this passion everyone is raving about isn't all it's cracked up to be? Imagine this. Josiah, a successful accountant, decides one day that his true passion is dog yodeling. Yes, you had it right. Dog yodeling. It's a thing. Look it up. So, Josiah, in all his passionate glory, quits his well-paying job, buys a dozen dogs, and starts yodeling away. The dogs are howling, the neighbors are complaining, and Josiah is living his passion. But is he really better off? You see, passion is like a wild horse. It's powerful. It's beautiful. It's inspiring to watch. But if left unchecked, it can also be destructive. It can take you off course, lead you down paths you are not prepared for, and before you know it, you are lost in the wilderness of your enthusiasm. Don't get me wrong. There is nothing wrong with having passion. It's a wonderful thing. It gives us energy. It gives us drive. It gives us purpose. But like all things in life, it needs to be balanced with reason, with practicality, with a clear understanding of our own abilities and limitations. Passion is not a magic bullet. It's not a one-way ticket to success. It's a part of the journey, yes, but it's not the journey itself. And sometimes, just sometimes, it can be more of a hurdle than a stepping stone. So, what happens when passion becomes more of a hurdle than a stepping stone? Well, that's a different story that we are going to see later. But for now, let's just say that it's not always the fairy tale ending we are led to believe. Let's compare these two human figure examples. Eleanor Roosevelt and George W. Bush. Eleanor Roosevelt, a beacon of activism and grace, led with purpose and direction. She was driven by reason, not passion. Her strategies were carefully crafted. Her decisions were calculated, and she was always aware of the potential outcomes of her actions. Her leadership was not about blind enthusiasm or unchecked zeal, but about thoughtful deliberation and a clear vision for the future. On the other hand, George W. Bush, along with his counterparts Dick Cheney and Donald Rumsfeld, were fervently passionate about their vision for Iraq. Their enthusiasm was unbounded, their conviction unwavering. Yet, their passionate approach often blinded them to their objections and concerns of others. They were so consumed by their passion that they failed to fully comprehend the complexities and potential ramifications of their decisions. This is not to say that passion is inherently detrimental. Rather, it's about understanding that passion alone is not enough. Passion can fuel our drive, but it can also cloud our judgment and lead us to make impulsive decisions without fully considering the consequences. So, what's the difference between the leadership approaches of these two figures? It's the balance between passion and reason. Eleanor Roosevelt was certainly passionate about her cause, but she never let her passion overrule her reason. She knew that to make a real impact, she needed to approach her goals with a clear head and a well-thought-out plan. Conversely, Bush's passion-driven approach often led to uncalculated decisions. His fervency, while admirable, often overshadowed the need for a more reasoned strategic approach. The result: a series of missteps that could have been avoided with a more balanced leadership approach. As you can see, passion isn't always the secret sauce to success. It requires the balancing act of coupling it with reason and strategic thinking. Passion can ignite the spark, but reason keeps the flame controlled and directed towards the desired path. It's the interplay between these two forces that truly drives successful leadership. Now, have you ever met someone who is passionate about everything but master of none? Well, they are called dilettantes. Let's take a journey down the lane of an interesting story about a real person and incident. Meet Daniel, a charismatic guy with a zest for life. Daniel loves to try new things. He's been a painter, a musician, a baker, a gardener, and a coder, all within the span of a year. Fascinating, alright? But here is the catch. Daniel is a master of none of these fields. He jumps from one passion to another like a bee flitting from flower to flower, drawn by the intoxicating nectar of novelty. Daniel's story is a classic case of being a passionate dilettante. He is brimming with enthusiasm for every new venture, but lacks the focus and commitment to see them through. He's like a firework, bursting with a dazzling display of energy and then fizzling out, leaving nothing but smoke and a fleeting memory. Now, don't get me wrong again. There is nothing wrong with exploring different interests. But passion without focus is like a ship without a compass. It's bound to get lost in the vast ocean of possibilities. When we let our passions dictate our actions without a clear sense of direction, we can end up like Daniel, constantly chasing the next shiny object without achieving anything substantial. Passion is a double-edged sword. On one side, it fuels our drive, ignites our creativity, and gives us the courage to step out of our comfort zones. But on the flip side, when not harnessed with focus and commitment, it can lead to a cycle of starts and stops, a trial of unfinished projects, and a sense of unfulfilled potential. So, the next time you find yourself caught up in the whirlwind of a new passion, take a step back. Ask yourself, is this a fleeting infatuation, or am I willing to commit the time and effort to master this? Remember, it's not about how many passions you have, but what you do with them that counts. Also remember, there is a thin line between being a passionate explorer and a passionate dilettante. Many people see passion as an unquenchable fire. But what if I told you that's not entirely correct? This is the common misconception we often carry about passion. We imagine it as this boundless, fiery force that consumes us, driving us towards our goals with an almost reckless regard for anything else. But is this uncontrolled enthusiasm really the key to success? Let's take a look at an educational example. Consider the story of Icarus, a character from Greek mythology. Icarus was passionate about flying. He was so consumed by his passion that he ignored the advice of his father, Daedalus, and flew too close to the sun. The heat melted the wax on his wings, and Icarus fell into the sea and drowned. His uncontrolled enthusiasm, his unquenchable passion, led to his downfall. The story of Icarus serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of an unchecked passion. It's not about quashing your dreams or suppressing your enthusiasm. It's about understanding that passion alone is not enough. It's about recognizing that uncontrolled passion can blind us to reality, make us reckless, and lead us to make decisions that we may later regret. And so, the real question we need to ask ourselves is not whether we have enough passion, but whether our passion is directed and controlled. Are we like Icarus, flying too close to the sun? Or can we channel our passion into purposeful action? Passion is not the wild, untamed beast many believe it to be. It's not about being a wildfire that rages uncontrollably, consuming everything in its path. Instead, think of passion as a controlled burn. It's a fire that's intentionally lit and carefully managed, used to clear out the underbrush and make way for new growth. It's about harnessing the heat and energy of our enthusiasm and using it to fuel our pursuits in a sustainable and productive way. So, the next time you find yourself swept in the fervor of a new project or idea, remember Icarus. Remember that passion, like fire, can be a powerful tool when managed correctly, but left unchecked, it can lead to our downfall. So, passion is not about being a wildfire, but more of a controlled burn. If passion isn't the answer, then what is? Let's take a moment to champion the unsung heroes of success: clarity, deliberateness, and methodological determination. Consider Thomas Edison, the man who gave us the electric light bulb. Was he passionate? Of course. But was that all? Absolutely not. Edison was a man of profound clarity. He knew exactly what he wanted to achieve, and he was deliberate in his approach, methodically working his way through thousands of prototypes before finding one that worked. His passion was tempered by his clarity and deliberateness. Then there is Katherine Johnson, the mathematician who calculated the trajectory for Apollo 2, the first manned mission to the moon. She was a woman of immense determination. She faced racial and gender prejudices. Yet, she never wavered from her path. She tackled complex calculations with methodological determination, ensuring the success of a mission that would change the course of history. Or think about Warren Buffett, one of the most successful investors of all time. He didn't make his fortune by following his passions. No. Buffett was renowned for his analytical clarity, his deliberate investment choices, and his methodological approach to the stock market. These individuals and countless others are testament to the fact that passion isn't the be-all and end-all. Yes, it's important to care deeply about what we do. But success isn't about passion. It's about having a clear goal in mind. It's about being deliberate in our actions, about weighing up the options and choosing the best course of action. And it's about determination, about persisting in the face of obstacles, about methodically working towards our goals. So, instead of asking yourself, what am I passionate about? Instead, ask yourself, what do I want to achieve? Be clear in your goals. Be deliberate in your actions. Be determined in your pursuit of success. In the end, it's not just about finding your passion. It's about pursuing it with clarity, deliberateness, and determination. So let's wrap up our journey through the world of passion. Kindly consider subscribing if this is really helpful. We've seen how unchecked enthusiasm can lead us astray, like a wild horse without a bridle. We've explored the tales of two leaders, Eleanor Roosevelt and George W. Bush, illustrating that passion, though powerful, is not the key to effective leadership. We've delved into the dangers of being a passionate dilettante, reminding us that passion without commitment or knowledge is like a ship without a compass. We've also debunked the misconception of passion as an unquenchable fire, stressing instead that passion should be a controlled flame that illuminates our path, not a wildfire that consumes us. And finally, we've saluted the unsung heroes who, with clarity, deliberateness, and methodological determination, harness their passion to achieve great things. Next time you hear about following your passion, remember, it's not a wild horse to let loose, but a power to harness and direct effectively. Thank you very much for watching.